The wife is in the kitchen. She is making a beautiful ham. So she unwraps it, grabs a knife, and begins to cut off both ends of the ham before she puts it in the pan. Her husband, watching from across the counter, said to her, "Wait a minute, why did you do that? Why did you cut off the ends? That's good meat right there." She replied, "Well, that's how my mother always prepared ham. She would cut off the ends." "Okay." He said, "Why did she do that?" "Well, I don't know. That's what she did, and that's what I saw her do, and I just assumed that's the best way to cook ham." Right. So he picks up the phone, calls up the mother out of curiosity, and says, "Hey, Mom, my wife says that you always cut off your ham before you put them in the pan. Why do you do that?" The mother-in-law said, "Well, honey, that's how my mother used to do it. I saw my mother did that all my life, and so I did the same thing. You don't have to ask her." So the husband picks up the phone, calls up his wife's grandmother, and says, "Hey, Grandma, I saw my wife cutting off the ends of the ham before cooking it, and when I asked her, she said that her mother used to cook ham that way. So I asked my mother-in-law why she did it, and she said that she saw you doing it. So why did you do that?" Grandma, who had lived through the Great Depression, laughed and said, "Oh, sweetheart, I did that because at that time my pans were too small. They weren't large enough for the whole ham, so I had to shave something off the ham so it would fit into my pan." Isn't that interesting? Yeah. She had a reason for doing what she did. However, what she did got passed down 2 generations without anyone knowing why. Here's the truth. The same thing happens when it comes to faith. We can believe things, we can repeat things, we can even defend things without really knowing why.